Hi everyone, it's Daisy. Welcome to today's video all about mechanical pencil lead refills. So this question is a question that we get a lot in store. Customers often ask us what refill they need, what size lead refill they need for their mechanical pencil. And a lot of the times I understand the confusion because mechanical pencils are labeled with all types of numbers, and so it's kind of confusing. And even the lead refills are labeled with all sorts of numbers, so it's kind of confusing like exactly which one you need, and there's so many different ones to choose from. So I thought I would do a little video to show you all how to pick the correct lead refill for your mechanical pencil. And I have in front of me a bunch of different mechanical pencils. There's so many here. I've just sort of raided the shelves of our storage space and like pulled out all the pencils, and I did it really randomly because I'm here to show you all that all of these pencils are labeled with the correct lead size that you need to refill your pencil. So all you really need to find your lead refill is just to look at the actual body of your mechanical pencil. So hopefully that will help. But first off, a little information about lead sizes. So lead pencils, mechanical pencils, come in all different sizes, and the actual lead refill size that you need has everything to do with the diameter of the pipe of the pencil that you'll be using. So it's the tip of the pencil and the diameter of that pipe determines what lead size you need to put in to refill your pencil. And the most common diameters for lead and for mechanical pencils are probably 0.5. 0.5 is how you'll find it labeled on your pencil, or 0.7. What those numbers actually mean are the diameters of the lead. So it's 0.5 millimeters and 0.7 millimeters. And those are the two most common lead sizes that we find just like in drugstores, in Staples. If you're a student and you pick up a pencil, a mechanical pencil, most likely the lead size that you're looking at is going to be either 0.5 or 0.7. However, mechanical pencils actually are professionally used by a lot of architects in the past. I think a lot of work is now digital, but historically, mechanical pencils, drafting pencils were used by architects and a lot of other sort of like construction workers to denote like drawings for plans. And so in those professional settings, there are actually many different mechanical pencils that come in lots of different diameters. So even though the most common today is 0.5 and 0.7, if you are really into mechanical pencils, you'll have seen mechanical pencils that have 0.2 millimeters, 0.3, 0.9, 2.0, and then beyond that even. The main ones that you see most often are 0.5 millimeters and 0.7 millimeters. So we will look at some mechanical pencils that I've gathered here today, and I'll show you all how to really properly identify the lead size you need for your mechanical pencil. So as you can see, I have just prepared so many mechanical pencils, probably too many mechanical pencils, but I just did it randomly. I'm gonna pull one out. I'm gonna start with this one here to show you all just a look at a mechanical pencil and the parts of a mechanical pencil. Okay, so this is a look at one mechanical pencil, and we'll just talk about some of the different components of a mechanical pencil. What I was saying before is that if you click the lead out of a mechanical pencil like this, the actual lead size is really determined simply by the size and the diameter of this pipe here. It's sometimes called a sleeve, and it's sometimes called a pipe, but it's the tip of the mechanical pencil here, and that is where the lead is going to be extended out of, and the size of this pipe is solely what determines the lead size that you need for your mechanical pencil. This section is called the grip section, and then this is the actual label of the lead pencil where you find what lead size you need. So you see here, this is this pencil is called Grafure 1000 Pentel, and there's 0.7 here. So this is the actual lead size you need. This pencil also has a clip like this, which actually very neatly retracts that pipe, because that pipe happens to be one of the most sensitive parts of a mechanical pencil. If you break a mechanical pencil, it is most likely because that pipe has been damaged or there's a jam somewhere in that front section. So this one has a clip that actually retracts that pipe, which is really neat. And then a lot of people don't know that if you pull back on this cap here, which is where you would extend the pencil, if you pull back on it, a lot of pencils will actually have an eraser like that, which also comes out. You can pull it out, and that is often how you refill the lead. Or if you want to replace this component is often replaceable as well. Okay, so that's a look at like some of the most basic components of a mechanical pencil. And like I said, this is the actual lead size. So if you want to determine the lead size of your mechanical pencil, all you have to do is look at the body of your mechanical pencil and look for a number that has a decimal point in it. So it's going to be either a 0.5, 0.7 most of the time, or 0.3, 0.9, 2.0. Even if it's a full number, it will usually say 2.0 millimeters to denote the actual diameter of the lead size that you need. So let's take a look at just like a couple of other models of mechanical pencils, just to show examples of how that lead size is indicated. Let's take a look at a few more, and a lot of them have the same thing. So here's the pipe, here is the clicker in the back, which pulls off again to expose an eraser, which also once again comes out. And this one, if you look at the label, it has that decimal point there, so we know that this is a 0.5 millimeter lead that this pencil requires. Looking at a few more, here we go. This is a really classic model, and this one's labeled 0.7, and it even has millimeters there, so you know it's a 0.7 millimeter lead that this pencil needs. This one is a 0.3, so it has, once again, 0.3 on there. And even with a pencil like this, which looks really, really cool and different, and this clicker looks like maybe it's built into the pencil, you can still pull on that back part and expose the eraser back there. So I feel like this one, it's interesting because I grew up using a lot of mechanical pencils, so this is like something I grew up with. But in store, I'll often show people that you can pull back on this section and there's an eraser, and people are just shocked by it, which I love. I love watching people's reactions to see that like hidden eraser. A lot of these pencils are by Pentel. This is a 0.5 pencil. So again, we're just looking for, even though there's so many numbers on this mechanical pencil, we are just looking for the decimal point. This one is 0.5. We're just looking for that decimal point. So hopefully now you know how to identify the actual lead size of your mechanical pencil. I want to point out one more thing that certain drafting pencils come with, and that is a lead indicator. So a lot of drafting pencils, which are meant for professional use by artists or by architects and other drafting professions, will actually have another number on the body of the mechanical pencil, and this number will often look like a 2B, HB, B. Yeah, so one of these numbers, and what these numbers actually mean is the hardness of the lead. So this can be a little bit confusing with that decimal point number. The decimal point number, if you'll remember, is the diameter of the lead. But if you see any number that has a B attached to it, an H attached to it, an HB, that is actually speaking to the hardness of the lead. So graphite has a scale of hardness, and there are numbers that go all the way from 10H to 10B. There's 20 or more degrees of hardness that graphite comes in. And it all has to do with the mixture, the proportion of clay, which hardens the graphite, and graphite, which is very soft. So the mixture and the proportion of graphite and clay actually determines the hardness of the lead. So on the H side of things, the higher the number, the harder the lead. And on the B side of things, the higher the number, the softer the lead. Some mechanical pencils, drafting mechanical pencils, will have an additional indicator that you can twist a knob on to change the indicator for you to remember what kind of lead you have in your pencil. Because no matter what, you're going to have 0.5 or 0.7 lead, but you can choose from 0.5 B or 2B. You can choose from 0.5 HB or 2B. So there's like 20 degrees of hardness you can choose from, and just one diameter that will work for your mechanical pencil. So I'll show you what that means. So back to our trusty little Graph Gear 1000 Pentel pencil, which they really make some of the best mechanical pencils out there. That's why a lot of the examples I've shown you are by Pentel. So this is what I'm talking about here. So in addition to the 0.7, there is a very little window here that says HB, and HB is like perfectly in the middle between those two hardness scales, all those degrees of hardness and all those degrees of softness. HB is perfectly balanced in between, so it's set to that. But if you are an artist or if you are a professional drafter, you may actually one day want to use a softer lead or a harder lead, which will yield a darker or a lighter line. And the way that you change this on a mechanical pencil, on a drafting mechanical pencil, is you twist this here, and that allows you to kind of like loosen up this grip section, and that allows you to twist this so you can change it as a reminder for yourself that you have, oh, I have H lead in there, or I have 2B in there, or I have B in there. So let's say you have B in there, you would just hold this and then twist back on the tip of the pencil there to secure it into place. And now the grip section is tightened again against the B, just to remind yourself, oh, I have B in there, but no matter what, in this pencil, it's going to be 0.7 lead. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Now let's take a look at some of the lead packaging that we find for all of these different lead sizes. So this is what lead packaging looks like. They often come in these like plastic little capsules with, 20 pieces or so of lead. And there you go. There's always that indicator of the millimeter, of the diameter. So if you have a 0.5 pencil, you only can use 0.5 lead inside your pencil. However, you'll be able to choose from lots of different things. You'll be able to choose from different hardnesses. So there's, for example, if you have a 0.5, you can choose from a 2B pencil or a 4B lead, which will be softer than the 2B. And then you can put any kind of color lead you want in your mechanical pencil as long as it's 0.5. So that's kind of how you navigate the world of lead. Let's look at these 0.7s. Once again, this is just a random selection, 0.7s. We have all of these are 0.7 diameter, so all of these will work, for example, in this Graph Gear 1000.7 pencil, as long as it says 0.7. And you can choose from a bunch of different hardnesses. So you can choose from a bunch of different hardnesses. There's this harder lead, there's this one that's in the middle, and then there's a 2B lead, which will be a little bit softer. All different types of colors, because mechanical pencil leads come in many different colors. And yeah, so you have all the options of the world as long as you are staying within that diameter size. And just to show you, there are lots of different sizes. So we looked at the most frequent sizes, the most common sizes of 0.5 and 0.7, but there's 0.2 lead, which is really, really thin, and there's 0.3 lead, and there's 0.9 lead. But if you want to use 0.2 lead to write really, really thin and really, really light, then you have to get a 0.2 pencil. And if you want to use 0.9 lead, which will break less often, because if you think about it, the diameter of a 0.9 lead is much thicker than 0.3 or 0.5, so it'll just break less often because it's less thin, it's thicker, it's more sturdy, then you really need to get a 0.9 pencil, because this the diameter will be way too big to extend out of, say, a 0.5 pencil. So I think that wraps it up. I talked a lot about how to determine the right lead size for your mechanical pencil. We talked a little bit about how to identify the lead based on the body of your mechanical pencil and how it's different from lead hardness or graphite hardness, which usually will have an H or a B attached to it, or a combination of those letters. And yeah, that sums it up for this video. There's so many different types of mechanical pencils, but most often the lead size you'll be using is 0.5 or 0.7 millimeters. But I encourage you to try some different millimeter sizes for your mechanical pencils. If you like to write really, really small, or if you like to write bolder, then you can go for a thicker lead. And hopefully this helps you refill any mechanical pencils that you have lying around in your house, because really, theoretically, you should be able to use all mechanical pencils forever, as long as that tip is intact. I hope this video helped you find out more about mechanical pencils, and if you have any questions about them, be sure to let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.